I am live. It is 9:46 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, January 6th, 2019. This drama stuff is getting totally out of control. Take a breath for frig's sake. I'm going to let the room populate a little bit here. Hello, Fruitcake. Hi, Vicky. Hey, Scottish. Hey, Sherry. Hi, Andrea, Marine Mom. Nice to see you. Hey, Sandy. It's hard to believe I'm having surgery in like 7-8 hours, and I'm up addressing this stuff now after taking Xanax and everything else to try to relax tonight. Laying in bed. Hey, Yujiro. And I'm getting like quadraphonic multiple hangouts, quadraphonic sound. And if you don't know what quadraphonic sound is, that's 4-channel stereo from the 1970s and 80s. And all I'm hearing is Rosie O'Kelly, and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, I might be a little loopy. I'm just on these knockout pills, and I'm just thinking to myself, holy crap. What's now being done to me is I'm being there's a I want to choose my words carefully. I'm the subject of a lot of things right now that I probably should not be the subject of, okay? Something that I did, some people that I met, has now turned in, Greg, please do not delete people, okay? God almighty, you were in Elvis's side chat yourself talking. Thank you. I know I need a rest before surgery. I'm loopy. I want to be kind. I don't want to be mad. Greg Campbell's my friend. I'm just saying tonight, and I want to choose my words very carefully here, but I'm about done with it, you know. I mean, this revisionist history of, we have new people in the community. We have nice people, friends of mine, like Kim Fisher. They come in and they don't know the background of the boy. So all of a sudden, she's sitting there on a panel, and she's getting her ear filled with 6 tons of bullshit. Now, what's the result of that going to be on my friend Kim Fisher? By hearing the lies that are being said about me at this current time in many places on YouTube, people have used this as an opportunity to be a filling station for lies, innuendo, and half-truths. The conspiracy that I bring people into the community, or that I gave birth to an Elvis Travels and I'm the mother of disaster here on YouTube. That I brought Bergs into the community. That Amanda came in because of me. I want to choose my words carefully because I'm under the influence of some I'm supposed to take this sleep medication, 3 or 4 of these Xanax things. I don't know how many I popped them. And I'm just listening to this. You jump in between hangouts here, and I'm can't even believe what I'm hearing. So let's go to the conclusion of what it will be tonight. If you don't like what I'm doing, please tonight take the opportunity to unsub, to move on. If what I did by meeting 2 people that came through town was so egregious and so terrible, I want to now look at you personally in the camera, to each and every one of you, and say, I am mightily sorry that I offended you. It was not my intention, but it was not out of character on this channel to broadcast my life as I have every single day here on YouTube for 6 years. In other words, I didn't deviate on my path of what I do on YouTube. I didn't do anything extra for views. I didn't do anything less for views than what I do every single day here on YouTube. Okay, thank you, Flan. And now this thing is just absolutely exploding in here. And the people that I really care about, people that I've come to like and enjoy, and people that I like being around, the Kim Fishers and other people. I have to it's a total disaster, Coach. I have to lay in bed and now face the prospect of an ever widening ripple of dislike, because some people have chosen to use this meetup as a chance to poison the Rosie O'Kelly well. Another guy's going to fire up a hangout, a guy I admire, and tell you how you should punish enablers and don't give enablers, blah, blah, blah. Another guy that wants to jump in, grab the steering wheel and tell you all what to do and how to apportion your viewing time on YouTube, when you know damn well you watch the things that you want to watch. Jinx, I'm loopy. I probably will not even be able to sleep tonight. Okay. Hey Chris, I'm so frustrated today. I'm so frustrated about this. Remember, we had the A road we could go down, or the B road. I don't need to, as somebody said, Rosie should have come into a private hangout, discussed what she was going to do, like I'm filing a flight plan with the control tower and a carbon copy to the Federal Aviation Commission, waiting for them to give me my takeoff slot and my landing slot. That's the only thing that I can compare it to. The A plan is I have a meetup, I meet some people, I broadcast my life, I have the hangouts I want to have, and I'm going to give you another thing that's going to generate a lot of hate too. I'm dropping a video tomorrow of Dave's tour of the Rancho. Finally took the time to edit that. I'm sure that'll elicit another round of explosion tomorrow. Hey, Janie, how you doing, sweetie? Thank you, big bad man. I appreciate that. But to me, it's once again, I'm broadcasting my life. I'm not tapering my message for anybody. I'm broadcasting what I do in my life. And we seem to be stuck on, our needle also seems to be stuck on this thing about monetization. I hate to tell people, but I don't see you guys that hate the monetization, that complain about somebody does something for views and monetization. I don't see you picketing outside of CBS studios. I don't see you outside of the Golden Globe Awards tonight picketing because these people are making money that go to these events, some of the highest paid entertainers in the world. It's all good. But because somebody happens to earn a few coins down here on YouTube, everything is all about the money. Everything is all about the views. What's the bottom line? It's an attempt to go in and pour poison into the well. So that people like Kim Fisher, hi Lisa, how you doing? Thank you, sweetie, can get an earful of drivel and go from thinking that Rosie's a pretty nice, crazy girl to somebody with really dark ulterior motives here on YouTube. So, thank you, Cobra John. And that's a message that really, really saddens me here on YouTube. The message of individuality and the right of self-determination within your channel, coupled with a seeming hatred of the capitalist system that drives the success of this nation. Earning some remuneration for providing content that people enjoy watching. What a totally un-American idea that is. What a terrible thing. That on a platform that styles itself as the greatest video sharing platform on the world, you should dare to make a few dollars. Or dare to care how many people watch a video that you produce and take some measure of pride in that. Hey, Mr. Z, nice to see you. Thank you, Jessica Jennifer. I'm just saying, ain't nobody getting rich. Probably 1,000 people on YouTube are quite wealthy because of it. Maybe 1 million people make enough to maybe sustain their life. And the rest of us are buck, 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 buck. Everything's a buck, 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 buck. We pick up chicken feed. Why do you think people move towards the model? Why do you think YouTube pushes people towards the model of Super Chat? But we don't see, some of us get it. It's just a tip jar. That's all it is. It's just a chance to say, hey, you know what? You really made my day today, or that was really cool, or you really risked your life going into that warehouse and showing us the underbelly of Santa Rosa. Here's a buck or two. YouTube wants people to push that so that they have a more interactive experience of tipping and things like that. Not to sustain life through GoFundMes, not to tell people you have to pay for my upkeep and maintenance, but bing, a little something in the cup. Pretty damn good idea if you ask me, and I've used it plenty. And I've given plenty, and I've given much more to charity in 2018 than I ever got out of YouTube Super Chat. I can guarantee you many times over my hand to God about that. How you doing, 180? So when these messages are coming out and these hangouts are taking place, Remember, there's two sides to the story. And those of us who didn't take any time off over those 6 years and hung around, we know the whole complete story. We know where the people come from. Why? Because we lived through that time. I hung with Elvis Travels when he was sitting next to his nephew, sitting in a sofa in a double wide down in Arkansas when 4 people would be on a hangout. Or when Amanda May would have meltdowns and talk about how she was going to lose her home in New Hampshire that she lived with her elderly gay lover when he passed away, that she was going to be on the street. So people had a heart and tried to help. But once again, history wants to rewrite the story so that the givers get screwed. Somebody else wants to fire a hangout with the message that the enablers are the ones that should get screwed, the people that give the money, as if these people have a right to tell anybody what to do with their own hard-earned money. That's an idea that I find very repulsive in this country. And as much as people see a person like Elvis Travels, and a lot of people don't like that content, there's people that tip the coin into the jar because they enjoy the show and they want to see the show going. I can't explain human nature. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have a degree in aberrant psychology. I just look at the obvious evidence that some people like what they see. I don't make it my mission to buttonhole each of those people and say, oh, let's have a little talk, and this is why you should do that, and this is this man's life mission. You're wrecking his life. It's Colleen. It's not Elvis. I mean, I only listened to a couple of minutes of Elvis tonight. I'm just talking about 3 other hangouts. Some are 2 are quite small, but another one, people I care about. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you, Cobra John. Thank you, honey above. What was that? Let me see. I'm not asked. Please don't give any of that. I can't continue to turn this off. It went off. Thank you, Cobra John, and thank you, East Coast lady, for being so sweet. I'm kind of loopy tonight. I forgot to turn this thing off before I started tonight. We get the fun beat out of we beat the fun out of YouTube when we begin to treat it as a place of treating social and psychological diseases in here. We watch somebody drink themselves crazy on Steel Reserve. Well, we've got to do something. Well, I feel like I got to do something, but there's a limit to that. But I can't berate other people because they see the entertainment value of somebody chimping out or doing something like that. It's YouTube. These people come in here and they want to be entertained. They don't want to be led into a classroom in Psychology 101 and say, let's study the boy. Thank you, Oda Mae Brown. I'll tell you again, once again, the A path was to have the visit, have it over, have my usual videos of broadcast my life up, and people have the option to either watch it or not, or unsub my channel. If it's offensive to you, I believe that that's a logical choice to do. That's within your right. You have every right to do that, and I applaud you for that right, and I don't think any less of you for doing that. Unsubscribe or don't watch it, but it's what I do every single day on my channel. And I'll say again, what could have happened was to go into a hangout afterward and say, this was really bad, this is what we thought, and I would explain this is the way I feel about it. And then if we have a problem, we just we go and splinter our ways, or we just stay together. It does not have the massive nuclear warhead mushroom cloud that's enveloping the void right now. Hey, Hazel, nice to see you, sweetie. Yeah, I'm from Baltimore. Pick this. I can't say I'm from Dundalk, but from Dundalk, but I ain't far. I'm just asking people from the bottom of my hearts to just try to move beyond this thing and to take that step. I guess I will kind of disassociate myself from some of the chat panels now, because I feel like for a temporary time that I will feel like a cloud is following me around. Sadly, a cloud is following me over my head. It's almost like the great American novel, The Scarlet Letter, that forever I'll be seen with big DF on the front of me, Dave the Fisherman. Met with Dave. You know, I don't want to be an irritant to people. I don't want to hear, you know, it's I like Rosie, but, you know, the things in the past and this and that. We all can put our spin on the past. We can all shape facts in the way that we think best present. And tonight was a big night for fact shaping. Thank you, Joe Smith. Thank you for stopping by, JDD. But I won't be on much longer. But I did want to deliver that message tonight. Don't believe everything you hear. Thank you, Otame. That's why I feel so good about having you, Otame Brown, because you understand that YouTube is a platform for entertainment, and people say all kinds. And Otame, I don't know how long you've been around the drama community, but on a daily basis, I see people saying and doing outrageous shit on YouTube. My mistake was I don't give credence to the nonsense that's said on YouTube. You know, Jimmy Ranch tells Camper Van Carl, I'm coming to put a bullet in your head. .99% of the people knew that there was not a chance in God's green earth that Jimmy Ranch was going to get in his van in Colorado Springs and drive to Houston, Texas, and drive around to every single Motel 6 and try to find Camper Van Carl and put a bullet in his head. They knew. But Carl knew that YouTube was entertainment. So he picked up the phone and he called the Federal Bureau of Investigation and sent Jimmy Ranch flying. This is the crap that people do on Boyd. I just don't rise to the level when people say this was threatened or this is done and this person absolutely did this or this person absolutely did that. We don't know. It's not a court of law. You know that we have to go by inferential. We have to go by inductive reasoning. We don't know all the facts, so we induce a conclusion that we think is probably correct, but we discount other mechanisms threading their way through YouTube that take advantage of strife within the communities, things that are happening right now, to fuck with people involved in the script. That agent, that third-party agent that comes through, what I call the high-level troll, it's an expert at weaving the secret threads through what's going on in a community. I never hear that discussed. So I'm just asking people, hey, Booze, nice to see you, sweetheart. Flickr, I said the other day, 3 days ago, I sat on a panel on a vintage audio auction experience with some of my vintage audio friends, bidding on a piece of antique radio gear for fun, a panel bidding against each other. And the guy that lost got really bitter. And he said, next time I'm at the New York Society of Antique Radio Restoration, I'm going to come and put a bullet in your head. And he sounded like he meant it. But at the light of second thought, over a $300 radio. So, keep denigrating success on YouTube. Keep downplaying it. Keep putting the money and the view count before the fun and the daily exercise that's been going on for over 6 years here on YouTube. When subscriber number 1 came in, go look at my videos from January of 2013. Look at the Rosie in those videos, please. Click through on that video page, go to sort and go to oldest and look at some of those videos from January of 2013. And the takeaway that you're going to get is that is exactly the same Rosie on day 1 as the Rosie is here today. Absolutely zero difference. I never talked about money then. I never talked about monetization. I never talked about views. And I never started talking about it now recently until it was thrown in my face on a daily basis. The horrors of success are now being used as a blunt bludgeoning instrument to deliver pain. Hello, Alpo. Good evening, Kit and Cat. I mean, anybody knows that there's no discernible change whatsoever. Same lack of taste, same trashy lingerie, same damn thing. Not a damn thing changed. Just one crazy ass transgender gal having a blast with 5 friends, 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 15,000. It's all the same. Yes, Greg, because when I saw you in Marshall's side chat today trolling him, I really had to think. I hear people in the drama community threatening to blow each other's brains out, doxing people, people's homes being called, people going to towns to look up property records. And I'm supposed to be upset, Greg, about what happens here. I'm not upset. And I know that might make you mad, Greg, but I'm not upset about it because I know it's all a bunch of bullshit. And I'll just be honest, and I will just put that out there and just say that in my mind, it's just internet bullshit. And I think that the dumbest thing that people can do is give credence to that. Hey, how you doing, Pirate Calypso? I loved your video today. Hello, Jojo. Well, that's what I say, chiming. I mean, right-thinking people have a great ability to gauge and make judgments. People with rational minds have an ability to make judgments about people, and they look at people and they judge who has the wherewithal, or whose ass is stuck to a couch, or who seemingly doesn't have a pot to piss in that's going to drive 3,000 miles to do something. It's fine, Greg. I'm just trying to have an open chat. I don't have any problem with you at all, Greg. But on this chat, I've tried to have an open chat. I try to continue dialogues with people like Bergs and Elvis. I spent an hour on the phone tonight again with Bergs and managed to turn the ship from a time it might be coming into the port of having a meltdown again on a hangout, and just say, take the night off, cool off, look at things with this cool head tomorrow. Your sub count's starting to rise again. Do positive things. Do you think that I'd take these people aside as if we're in some master training session and tell them, you be as bad as you can be? We all know Marshall got overdosed on an almost Superman level of WWE. Bzz, 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 bzz. And let me tell each and every one of you, it's like my day, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. And let me tell you, McMahon, when you bring your crew to Baltimore, you are going to have your hands full. Chief J Strongbow will be dishing out the pain. I mean, I close my eyes and I think I'm back into 1970 again. I mean, it's unbelievable. Thank you, Redhead. I mean, the guy is what he is, and what I try to do is say, hey, might be a good idea not to threaten to cut somebody's head off, right? It might not be a good idea to take your shirt off don't take your shirt off in somebody's house when you meet them for the first time. Maybe close your mouth a little bit when you're mowing down. I mean, I'm guilty of that. People said I'm the female Marshall when I eat at a table. maybe don't go to the valet parking area at the Bellagio and start changing your clothes right underneath the valet area where people were stepping out of $200,000 Maseratis. And oh my God, what's this guy doing? And it might be good not to get us kicked out of the Bellagio, right? But what I don't tell him to do is to do the crazy shit that he does. I tell him, my opinion, to not do some of the things that you do. Same thing with Bergs. Now, if you think that that's a negative thing, and if you think that that's enabling behavior, I will not apologize to you for that. Yeah, well said. YouTube's gives some people a false sense of employment where it's best to keep your feet really low to the ground. Minding your own knitting. Well, unfortunately, Cobra John, it happened. I've told people I've formed almost like a sisterly, motherly relationship with some of these people because there's some of the most whacked out people need the most attention and intervention. I always think to myself, well, you know, we have our little delights. We play around on the side chat. But at the end of the day, there's got to be an offset for that stuff. And an offset that says, hey, look, where do you want to go with the rest of your life? What's the plan? What are you going to do when X, Y, and Z happens? What are you going to do when you're 40 years old? What's the plan? The transmission drops out. What's the plan? Berg, do you want to get to 1,000 subs? What's the plan? You're shooting yourself in the foot. Let's turn it around. What's the plan? Be a positive person. I got a mouthpiece on me. I like to drink. Then you're not going to have the success. Was that Court? I don't know who it was there. Court. I don't bring people on the panel for views. These are people that have been my friends. And now maybe tonight is the recognition that I'm as trashy as they are. So I'm going to tell people, just unsub me. If you think that's all trash and all human garbage, just please unsub me tonight and move along. Because the one thing I'm going to continuously do is disappoint you going forward. Because I chose to never treat YouTube as if it was a court of law here. It's a site for association of people. Oh, Pirate, you're quite the view, honey. Just visually, you're do not sell yourself short, honey. I'll send you a little dossier of my dreams with Pirate Calypso. Anytime you want to take a walk on the wild side, we'll go walking down by the locks. You see that, Greg? You see the horrendous stuff people type because they're so desperate. And they see on this channel they've got no way to do that. And it so frustrates them. They're the people that are the ones that are really calling people in the night, threatening people, doing the dirty things that other people are taking the heat for. I will go to my grave convinced of that. There's a perfect example of it over there. I've done nothing to enable sick people, Comrade McPutin. I like that name. I've done nothing to enable people but to try to be a friend to them. And that's the bottom line. And it's not going to change. There you go, JK. That's exactly it. So what I'm going to do is thank you guys for coming in tonight and listening to me. And I would just tell you one thing. If you ever want to be friends with me and you ever really want to get truthful answers, just drop me a line at icanmakeitlikenew@gmail.com. It's on the homepage. It's on the about page. And I'll be glad to give you the real facts. And if you say to me confidentiality, this would be a very good thing to do a hangout about. I'll protect your confidentiality, but I'll put it out there. Because when it comes to this channel, I won't allow the history to be rewritten. Because I have one ace in the hole that these people hate. These haters of the channel can't stand. It's the fact that my videos and my hangouts remain up. So if you want to see the genesis of how did the Amanda RB thing come about, go back to 2015. Put your earbuds on, get into bed on your pad, and just lay there and crank some of those hangouts. And ask yourself where people's hearts were when they were trying to buy tires for people for RVs, trying to pay people's rent for their RV lots, trying to buy people power chairs, trying to send some jerk around country on a bike to raise awareness for shelter animals, buying medications for a woman who can't afford her medications, putting food on the table for a woman who claims her husband abandoned her on Christmas Eve. The list goes on and on and on. And you know what? 90% of the people would say, hey, even though that didn't always work out, you're a giver. 10% of the people would say, F you for being an enabler. And as I said before, when it comes to being generous, I would rather be a giver and be wrong than a taker and be a scammer. I will never apologize ever for being a giver on YouTube. Ever. Yep, you find that out very quick. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much for coming in. Greg, please stick around until the very end of the chat roll, please. Appreciate that. Just knock out. Kim, come to the source sometimes, honey. Come to the person that's been here every day, not the person that comes for 6 months, leaves for 6 months, and has a total agenda of hate. Okay? Judge by what people do, not what they say. Okay? Love you guys. I'll see you after surgery tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Greg Campbell. Thank you, Joe King, and everybody. Thank you.